Baseball is back, everybody. MLB The Show 22 is now out, and we are returning to Road to the Show today on this channel for the first time in 4 years. It's been a while now since Jordan Starks was on the channel, the last time I played Road to the Show, but recently, knowing that MLB was coming up, the new release, I've really wanted to get back to Road to the Show and see if we can have a fun player-based series on the channel again. I'm mainly a franchise player, and I love doing rebuilds and big franchises, but every now and then I do want to get into a full player career and to have a journey with just one player. And today, we're back in Road to the Show. And I've been thinking about what player I wanted to bring. As I've been doing series here for a very long time, I've thought about continuing the story for a player or starting from scratch. And I've settled on bringing back a player that some of you will be familiar with, that have watched my Kalispell Dynasty and my Broncos franchise. I've wanted to make an outfielder this time around, and I'm a little curious about the two-way player stuff. I think there's a way to become like a two-way player without choosing that at the beginning. I think I just want to be a position player right away. But this is going to be the first episode of the Road to the Show today. I plan to put out at least a few of these to see what everybody thinks. It's been a while since I put a series like this on the channel, and I would love your feedback, and if you enjoy this video and want to see more of it, leave a like, comment down below, let me know what you think. Also, San Diego Studios and PlayStation did provide me with a code for this game. It's telling me here I can change up my choice later on, so it might be fun and this player makes a lot of sense. We are going to play this Road to the Show with Sidney Jean-Charles. Yes, the quarterback who went to the University of Minnesota back in my Kalispell Dynasty. Despite my efforts to try and recruit him to our school, he went to Minnesota instead. He had an okay college career. He had a lot of talent, but never really put the full package together, and ultimately finished his career without building much draft stock and went to the Minnesota Vikings, but as an undrafted player. But what you might not have known about Sid, and this is canon by the way, but at Minnesota, he was a two-sport athlete, throwing the football in the fall, but chasing fly balls in the spring and summer, and perhaps he was a stronger baseball player than football player. I mean, who could forget the signature moment he had against Vanderbilt in his final season at Minnesota? That walk-off home run may have been the biggest moment of his entire collegiate career, football or baseball. So while the Vikings had interest in him as an undrafted developmental quarterback, Sid kept his options open, knowing that perhaps baseball was the better path for him, and today we're going to start his baseball journey in MLB 22 Road to the Show. I hope you enjoyed the little backstory there. I think it's a lot of fun to continue the stories for a lot of these players, especially when a lot of work went into creating them. Blackjack has done so much with the recruiting in the Kalispell series, and we've obviously seen a lot of Jean-Charles family members come through series of mine, and they haven't all had a lot of professional success. Of course, there was Hayden Jean-Charles, but this is the chance now to take a player that I was excited about, Sidney, and see if maybe football just wasn't his best sport. So we are making a position player, of course. Sidney's going to be playing in the outfield. I've wanted to make a power hitting player. I want to also get around to fielding. I think in Road to the Show you can kind of do a bit of everything. I'm not exactly sure how the mode has changed in the last 4 years, but I guess I'm about to find out today. And hopefully there are some cool things here. But we're going with power. Now they recommend fielding, it looks like, for center field. We are going to ignore that recommendation and pick a power hitting center fielder. I'm not sure what to do for last name audio. Jean-Charles is not an option here. Oh, they have JD, JJ, JR, but no JC, unfortunately. I hope I can change this later on. I think I'm just going to choose the kid. You can call him Sid the Kid. Sydney the Kid, I guess, works as well. We're going number 9. That was his football number. Now, I want to make him a switch hitter. I like hitting at both sides of the plate, offers a bit more variety there, and when I'm in a slump, hitting as a lefty is a good way for me to break out of it. The Western region, central for, like where he went to school, but originally, of course, the Jean-Charles family is from Kalispell, Montana. Sid was 6'5", 207, so a taller outfielder, but there are outfielders close. Ohtani's 6'4", Judge is 6'7". I'm not sure I've played a game before where you can edit spine length. Let's see, Sid had long hair. We have some options here. Maybe one day this will be the way to go. But for now, I think I'll go with Retro Flip. I'm doing my best to match the color from his picture in Madden, but my color correction back then was awful, so it's probably a little bit off. Oh, this is where things get really interesting. What can we do for a batting stance now? So I've always liked open stances here. You can't go super open, it looks like, in the custom thing. I'm sure there are some like stances you can use that are already pretty open. I don't know, I know it's pretty simple, but I do like this stance so far. Maybe I'll mess around with that, but I'll try this for now. Here are the settings I put in. We have some more animations to decide on here. I did choose a wind-up, you know, if he ever becomes a pitcher one day. We'll go with a one-handed follow-through. Gotta get a little leg kick in the swing. Wait, how do you unlock these bat flips? What do you have to do to get those? Oh, and you have all these home run celebrations as well? Seriously, how do you get these? I'm not showing off the animations I picked quite yet. We'll wait to see when he actually hits a home run. And you have separate celebrations for each side of the plate, which is pretty cool. So I think I have made him... Oh, I got uniform stuff still. Let's give him a silver necklace. I've always liked the high socks. I don't know why, but every chance I have, I'm going with the high socks. We'll customize the glove depending on what team he ends up at. Hopefully we have cool uniforms to choose from, but I probably won't mess with the glove right now. We're going to keep the bat super simple, at least right away. Batting gloves will wait on the team he ultimately chooses as well. We'll go away from the long sleeves unless he's playing in like Minnesota in April. Hey, that compression sleeve though, that's gonna be going down the right arm. I'm actually quite impressed with like the level of customization you have here. I'm sure this has always been here. I just don't usually spend a lot of time using these features, but it's pretty fun to set this up. There's going to be plenty more to do once we know what team he's playing for, but I think that wraps up all the setup here for Sid. Sidney Jean-Charles, center fielder from the University of Minnesota. I suppose all we have to do now is begin the fun.
We're back at it with another season of the Road to the Show podcast. I'm your host, Ben Gelman. Today, we're focusing on the Major League Baseball amateur draft, specifically on one of my diamonds in the rough. This is a player, not a household name yet. There's a long way to go. Maybe not at the top of the draft class, but I think there's a real future at the Major League level for this player. I have Hall of Fame outfielder Ken Griffey Jr. with me today. Ken, what advice would you give this player who might not be considered a sure thing to make it? What would you tell them as they begin their professional journey?
Yeah, I mean, you have an opportunity. Anytime you have an opportunity to impress somebody, to go out there and do something, then you can do it. And they don't care, you know, who you are, what round, what this, what that. They just want you to go out there and play. And if you can perform day in and day out, you will be in the big leagues.
Modern pet. How come those are all from 2017, by the way? Why do you have old magazines here, Sid? All right. Have you been talking to any particular team, Sydney? I just want to play ball for the club that wants me the most. There is one team I've heard from more than a couple times. Or I know what type of club I'd like to play for. I'm down for whatever team to start this journey. And yeah, I'm busy. I gotta get out of here and go read the June 2017 edition of Modern Pet. See ya.
Carlos, you lived that in your baseball career. What's this world like?
Oh, it's extremely exciting. You know that if you perform, you will get the call.
We've got a developing story here. JP, what are you hearing?
I'm checking the numbers, I'm talking to my sources, my scouts, and they're all telling me, hey, this could actually work.
Most of us mere mortals, when we were that age, we were barely chewing gum and walking at the same time, let alone playing the hardest game there is.
Let's see if he's pumping up mentally here to adapt. That's what good players do.
That dream of getting the big leagues is now becoming reality with that one phone call.
The St. Louis Cardinals! I love how the controller like vibrates and everything too. Love this controller.
What? Are you kidding me? This is who we are drafting? You must be crazy. He is a career minor leaguer. He's not a major league player. We wasted a draft pick, a high one at that. Here, this is why we don't win. This is a terrible, terrible pick. Oh, my goodness gracious. Come on, fellas. Do your work. Do some research. Awful, awful selection. I hate this pick.
That's kind of a harsh response, don't you think? Sidney Jean-Charles has been selected by the St. Louis Cardinals. I kind of thought there'd be like a little combine or a few drills or something in the beginning here, but Sidney Jean-Charles is here with the Cardinals. There are the ratings. So you start out with some okay hitting ratings, 50s and 60s, 56 plate vision. Really not much, though, for fielding or speed. But, oh, what's this? Stats by count, scouting report against all the teams, career stats. I really hope that it keeps all the minor league stats. I'm a big stat nerd in my sports games. I love stats for everything. Just throw it all there. Drafted in the 3rd round by the Cardinals. So, undrafted with the Vikings or 3rd round, go play baseball. Easy decision here for Sidney Jean-Charles as we write this new chapter with him. So here's a look at the loadout menu. I don't know if this like is important for Road to the Show or if it's for like using your player in Diamond Dynasty, but yeah, I think you can like unlock a lot of these items through like packs playing Diamond Dynasty, which I haven't really played in a while. But what else do we have here? What are these? Oh, you can choose certain ratings you want to roll out here. This makes way more sense for like Road to the Show or something. But let's get back into our mode here. And it looks like we got to play. What are we doing first? What's on the calendar? So we're late March, March 32nd. So we're here late March, March 31st. We got like a little over a week until we get this minor league season underway. Let's see what is coming up.
We're talking about one of my favorite picks in this year's MLB Amateur Draft, and I'm joined by mental performance coach Kellen Lee. Kellen, what have you heard about this particular prospect?
You know, when you sent over the list of people we're going to talk about, I had to do some extra research on this one. This is a guy that I, flew under the radar and I really wasn't as familiar with. But after doing a little bit more research, talked to some coaches, talked to the people that know him personally, it sounds like he's got some really strong intangibles. Sounds like he was a great teammate as an amateur player. And I would imagine that the organization perhaps did their homework a little bit and found out a little bit about him that other teams didn't, because it sounds like he brings a lot to the table on the mental side of the game.
And as Yogi Berra famously said, baseball is 90% mental, the other half is physical. Now, math on that aside, Kellen, how much has baseball emphasized mental toughness, mental development in recent years?
Yeah, there's been a huge shift in a lot of the organizations and players are turning to the mental side of the game to be just a regular part of player development, all the way from the minor leagues all the way up to the major leagues. Some of those mental performance skills include building confidence, establishing routines, setting really effective goals, maintaining motivation, visualization. The sky's the limit. But really what we know is that a really solid mental game allows these players to tap into their physical game more consistently.
Well, Sid, at least a few people are happy to see you drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals. 53 overall here at the AA level. Springfield is where it all begins here. Oh, you do choose a loadout. So I guess the default one makes the most sense. I don't know how all this works. I haven't played Road to the Show in a long time. But I'm ready to make the return here with Sidney Jean-Charles. Oh, that's cool in left field. Sid's gonna hit the wall there. We're gonna have water all over the field, and we're going to have to play the rest of it whenever they can get that dried up. Well, looks like we're starting out in the outfield here. Sidney Jean-Charles in center field. And the first defensive sequence of his minor league career. This is going to be playable and caught. So we got the fielding going up there, it looks like. I've seen a little gameplay here, so I know a little bit of what's going on, but didn't want to, like, spoil my experience. And now it's time for the first minor league at bat for Sidney Jean-Charles. And hopefully my stance looks good here. I did edit a bunch of the factors. It looks kind of generic, though. Real-time gains. During play, you will gain or lose progress in your batting attributes. You can also gain friendship with your teammates and rivalry with opponents in real time. That sounds awesome. So you'll notice here that there is no PCI for me when I play. And I've thought about, you know, if I should bring it here for Road to the Show, because it kind of makes sense. But years ago, I tried to use, like, the zone hitting or whatever it was, you know. Oh, he smoked that one. Jean-Charles, deep left center. That's down for extra bases. He is so slow. Sid, you've got to get faster than that, man. First AA hit, though, out of the way here early. But basically, I've never really been good at using the more modern hitting mechanics in baseball games with the PCI and the, like, zone hitting where you're timing your load and your swing. Like, years ago, I tried over the course of multiple versions of the show, and I just couldn't do it. So I went back to, you know, directional, timing, really basic, like how I played baseball games growing up. And I was able to have a lot more fun with the game. And now I have a lot more experience playing. Maybe I could handle the whole PCI thing, but I still just prefer the simple approach at the plate. You know, it's going to be very ratings-based, not very skill-based, other than just the swing timing. But I'm okay with that. So we got 2 on here. Playing on Hall of Fame difficulty, by the way. I did adjust my fielding to be showtime, so it's... I think that fits better for Road to the Show. But yeah, if you have any feedback, let me know. I don't know if I'll really want to get around to trying zone hitting. I'm kind of happy hitting this way overall. Tapper left side, and I think he's going to be doubled up. All right, a 1-for-2 start. We're up 2-1 here, but a runner at second base trying to bring him home. Pitcher has confidence here in the curveball. I love to see it. Oh, no. Just a bit late on that one. 1 for 3. And now we're back to defense here in the 7th inning. So ideally, I don't know how much control I get over, like, rating increases and whatnot, but we're going to get into the gap here. Got that one. But my idea for Sid was to ultimately have him be this fast, power-hitting outfielder. But I don't know if it really just depends on your performance and where things end up going as far as your strengths and weaknesses. All right, Sid as a lefty now. I did think that it would be a lot of fun to have him be a switch hitter and at least have that offer a little bit of variety to the gameplay. 2-0. Runner at second here once again. They're getting base runners on for him. And we have a 3-0 count. I'm saying the light is green right now. Let's see what we get here. 3-0 from Christian Cosby. Oh boy, smoked into right field. That should be extras depending on the speed of Sid. He's going to get in there, but it took a while. I'm not sure Sid can actually sprint right now, but he can drive in a run, and now he's 2 for 4 on the night. Well, I don't think we're much of a threat to steal third base here. And that is a walk. We have 2 aboard. We might not be finished. That's jammed to the right side. They got 1. And that is the inning. But Sidney Jean-Charles increases the lead here on opening night for Springfield. And now we're trying to close this out. We're in the 8th inning, 1 down. And that's going to be a tough one here. We're getting some reaction up, though, and fielding. So every little thing. Good throw there. Arm accuracy's up. Everything is going to affect your ratings, it looks like. I want to see a tougher play now. You get a lot of lazy fly balls in center and some uncatchable stuff. This, oh, yeah, bad reaction. I don't always judge it very well. As I always say, I wish I could play in VR. I'd judge everything so much better. Please tell me there's going to be some PSVR functionality. I'll sit here with the headset on. So how do I make a friend in-game? I'm really intrigued by the friendship mechanics. I'm not honestly sure how that would even work. Like, if you're playing first base and a single is hit, do you, like, become friends with the guy who reached base? You know, what do you choose for small talk for 7 seconds? Like, that's the kind of role-playing here I want in my sports games. And that is the ball game. Sidney puts it away, and that was a solid debut. Couple hits on the night, an RBI. No defensive miscues, no major blunders. Those are going to happen, but at least not here in the first game. Oh yeah, I always love seeing the scorecard at the end there. So, we got some progression here. A bunch of stuff going from 30 to 31, or on the way to 31. Clutch is almost halfway there, and then a little bit for all this other stuff. Might be a bit of a grind, but it's basically, you know, an RPG in sports form. First AA at bat, first AA hit coming at the same time. Here are the base attributes. Where's the fielding here? So I had 1 bad reaction, or it would probably be where my arm accuracy is. That's pretty cool. And I'm still curious, like, if I want him to become a two-way player, like, what's the process for doing that? Because, you know, maybe at some point, if we get deep into this series, it would be fun to do. So, Game 1 went really well. Game 2, we'll see about this one. Ultimately, what I'm looking for from Road to the Show series is just kind of a different kind of feel, you know, more laid back and just grind away here. I think that's what Road to the Show is best at. You got this big season, just go out and try to rack up stats, progress your player. And it's just a really nice change of pace, I think, for the channel. And it's been a long time since I've done anything player-based. So again, if you're enjoying this, please leave a like. Let me know down below what you think of the video, and subscribe if you are enjoying your time here. So if you look at a strike, that's bad for your plate vision. Hopefully it's not all strikes. Like, that was one I should probably swing at, but, you know, if it's first pitch on the corner, like, if I can identify that, I'd rather let it go. 1-1. I get questions all the time about what camera I'm using. Ooh, nice 12.6. Got me there at the bottom of the zone. 2-2. Nope, don't like that one. Some of these aren't all that close. Payoff pitch now to Sid. And we take our first walk. What happened? What was that icon over him? Are we rivals now? Are we not friends? Anyway, if you were wondering about my hitting camera, because I do get asked about that a lot, it's a custom based off of Fisheye 2. So if you are, wanting to make it, go to the custom creator here, go to Fisheye 2, and then I like to rotate it a bit this way. Just helps me read like top to bottom a bit better. I get a better feel for the pitches. I like to zoom in a bit as well and still have a good view of first and third. You can rotate it a little bit. I don't want a ton of it here. For some reason, it's not like perfectly centered, like where first and third are on the edges of your screen. But yeah, that's basically what my camera is. Just an adjusted Fisheye 2 that allows me to read the breaking balls a bit better. And I've been using this camera for a while. Like when I was on MLB 21 last, I went into practice and I grabbed a clip of Byron Buxton doing batting practice in Target Field so I could recreate the camera almost exactly when I got into MLB 22. The default camera, I think, is actually pretty good in this game, but hitting is one of those things where I don't like to mess with it, because I'll go through cold streaks just hitting, where I'm just a little bit off and I can't quite pinpoint why. So I try to have as little change there as possible, because I'm still playing a franchise on my main channel, and I don't like when I have an episode where it's clear I'm just not seeing anything well, and everything ends up being like late contact into right field, and I can't pull the ball. That's a line drive to center field. I don't think we're showing off the arm here. That was actually not too bad. And hey, every little throw here will help out the arm strength and get him to a much better spot.
The center fielder, number 9, Sydney the Kid.
Sydney the Kid, says the PA announcer. That works. Might be the best I can do here for now, unless I go with like Sydney Charles. On the late side of good there with that swing. Not where I want to be. I've tried to make a very big effort to pull the ball more, and I have been. Not all that consistent from the right-hand side of the plate. I'm a better lefty hitter in the game for reasons that I still don't comprehend. I might adjust the stance a little bit. It does feel quite generic. I know I use generic 1 as my base, but still. Might adjust it a little bit. 0-2. It is fun though at AA. You can tell the difference in skill level for players. Like I'll grab games in my franchise as that's going to right center and it's falling in. Beautiful base hit. But you can tell down at AA the pitchers aren't as good with their 2-strike stuff, and the fielding is clearly not as good as the big league level. I think the show's always captured that pretty well. Just the difference in ability levels at whatever level you're playing. So far the hitting's going extremely well. That smoke to left. Thought it might go further. But very comfortable at the plate here against AA pitching. And a strikeout to end the inning. Springfield still trailing. Is this a tougher one? Didn't have the best reaction, but hey, got there and looked cool doing it. Another one. Better reaction this time. Now, I've also wondered about simulating in Road to the Show. I imagine when you simulate, you're not getting your player development. It would kind of be an easy way to cheese the game. So, I don't know. I thought about it because it would help you get further, faster. And that was always my thing with Road to the Show, was I wasn't really getting far in terms of my players' timeline in their career. I mean, I played Jordan Starks for over 50 episodes, but we had just, at the very end of it, got through his rookie season with the Padres. At this point, I'm not looking to do, like, simulating, but hopefully we can keep it interesting and make this a longer series. We'll see where it goes. I'm looking forward to seeing the response here. I do get asked every year about if I'll bring Road to the Show, what are the plans with that. It's the first time in 4 years I've really wanted to get into it again. And one thing that actually helped was seeing that the game was coming out on Switch. Like, I love the Switch for especially certain kinds of games. Oh, stayed patient. We pulled that into right center, but I don't know. He's a few attribute points away from that one doing any damage. Looks like Springfield's maybe dropping this game. But the Switch, to me, like, that's an RPG machine all the way. Does a lot of things well, but I think especially RPGs. And that's what Road to the Show is. Being able to just pull out the Switch, play some games. You know, maybe you're watching something on TV, but you can continue your Road to the Show and then go to your main console if you play on multiple systems. So, I don't know. I might have to check out what this is like on the Switch. And it would actually be helpful if I were doing anything off recording. I don't think I took the optimal angle there. But that would be one way to maybe get more progress. Like those middle of the season games that might not be as important. You know, I can picture pulling out the Switch to play some of those, getting some extra stuff played. And if anything cool happens, you know, the Switch has like a 30-second clip feature on there. And in baseball, I mean, that would actually be perfect if I just wanted some highlights of some things that happened. I don't know. I got different thoughts here. But if you've played the Switch version of the show, I'd love to know how it is. I don't have the Switch version. I do want to get it. And Road to the Show is the primary reason why. All right, so we did get extra innings forced here. It's 4-2, though. We gave up some runs. And Sid's up with a runner at second base. Would love to tie the game right here. The team could use it. Fouled that one back. Good plate vision. So the main thing, like, with these hitting settings, what really becomes more ratings-based is whether or not you're making contact and the quality of the contact. There's no PCI to determine or influence any of that stuff. So I'll have, you know, swings where I'm right on time, but you miss because of low plate vision. I'm just okay with that because I'm more of a simulation player. I'm okay with player failure. It's a part of games. You know, receivers drop passes. Great hitters miss the ball when it's right over the middle at times. None of that frustrates me because all I care about is being immersed in the game, really. If I'm playing online against somebody, that's where it becomes more of a concern because that's pure competition. I'm not playing to be immersed against someone, you know, throwing weird pitches all over the place and whatever else you get with the PvP experience. Oh, we got bases juiced here, nobody down. This could get interesting. Christian Cosby, 27 pitches in. Do they have anybody warming up? That's a ground ball. That's going to get at least one. And they just got him by a half step. So we get our third run on the board. And now 2 away. Moises Gomez. It's all up to you. You've already homered. You do it again, we can all walk out of here with a dub. 0-1. That is crushed to left field. Come on, get to the water. Out of here. Gomez does it. Did we just become best friends? Is that what happened? Gomez goes yard twice on day 2 of the season, and Springfield is 2-0. That is sweet. Is there going to be a part in this game where it shows like my social bonds and I can see who I'm best friends with? I'm really intrigued by these friendship mechanics. Like, I need more information. So Sid goes 1 for 3, 2 walks, and a run scored. That's a solid day. Gotta do what you can. So plate discipline up to 31. Plate vision is getting there. So I'm going to have to take pitches out of the zone and just swing at strikes. Pretty simple stuff there. Oh, and here's the full breakdown. So not a lot of negatives in that one. Although fielding, I'm just not as good in the field, but that's all right. Maybe I'll get better. Maybe not. Wait a minute. How come it's 36 overall now? What did I do? Oh, you know what? In that last game, I think I chose the default loadout I was messing with. I played that last game as a 36 overall. Very interesting. I'll have to fix that. So, oh, relationships, it is there. All right, let me get my right loadout, though. I actually played with no loadout. Absolutely nothing. Is that like the hardcore way to play Road to the Show? Absolutely no loadout. What are your ratings if you do nothing? Your player card has you at 30s across the board. Interesting. I don't know what I want to do now. Do I want to be a 36 overall? Or start out with something here? Are these the same? I think they're the same. Oh, actually, no. One helps my fielding, one helps my contact. What do you think I should do when it comes to those loadouts? And I think he's wearing a Twins uniform because that's like my favorite team in game. Ritual item. When did I get this? I could have the mantis on my hat. Actually, I don't think that the mantis actually appears on your hat. I think that's just like a buff in like an RPG, you know. They throw in a random thing just to have another element that boosts your player's ability in some way. So it's 6 batting clutch, 3 vision, 3 discipline. What do you think about me using the items and stuff like that? Chest protector, you know what? Sure. +4 blocking to a player who's never going to play catcher. We can also increase his speed. Home run per 9. So some pitching stuff, actually. You know what? I want 36 speed. I don't like where he's at right now. Interesting. Activate. What does this button do? Please don't break the game. And wait a minute here. We have this spot where you can choose other, like, perks. Alright, so a lot of customization here. Let's boost the fielding. Fielding 1. And then I've already done something for speed. I'll go with the contact here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I'm just not used to in this right now. And then you go down, it's like item program. I'm guessing that's something, you know, like Diamond Dynasty related. But again, I'm not a Diamond Dynasty player. So I've earned 10 something. I don't know what that is. Enough to buy a perk. Okay, so these are all perks. Dynamic perks. Equipment, batting perks. Interesting. Road to the Show missions. So I need 15 plate appearances, 20 putouts, 20 assists, 12 hits. So all this stuff will get me rewards. Okay. This actually reminds me of something I have been playing lately, which is Riders Republic, where you're always getting stars towards things. This is like the same thing, just completing missions. A lot of games have mechanics like this. You know, it does like make it more of an RPG, but I actually appreciate it in a game like this where, you know, oftentimes I just want like a realistic, hardcore sports sim experience, but baseball can be more of a grind, and having other elements here at play, to me, probably helps you get a little more out of it. And you can ignore what you want to ignore, but it's kind of cool there, you know, if you're in the middle of July, say, and the team is just, you know, going through a series against random team X, you know, trying to get that 40th hit or whatever to reach a milestone. It's nice to have those sub goals along the way. Oh, what's this? Sydney, if you're looking to maximize your development as a hitter, the batting cage is open on off days too. Is that mandatory? Your days off are your own, but every bit of extra time you can commit to developing your bat skills will make a difference. Give it a try. What else can I do on my off day? And is it even my off day? I don't think it is. All right, we're trying to stay undefeated right now. We're 2-0. Sidney Jean-Charles hitting .429. OPS over 1,000. And again, as always, a runner at second base for him. Plate vision going up. 1 for 3 with a couple walks last time. Oh, I should probably look at getting the Cardinals minor league stadium off of like the stadium creator, shouldn't I? Base hit right field. Oh, you gotta go home on that. I want to get RBIs.
Batting fourth, the right fielder, Connor.
I gotta say, this is pretty fun so far. I'm having a good time. Still want to see what everybody thinks and figure out some of these mechanics a little bit more. But, you know, not playing Road to the Show in 4 years does have a fresh feel to it. There's definitely been some stuff added that I think will help me stay interested. Including the possibility of becoming a two-way player. I want to just know how to do that. If I'm like, all right, Sid's a pitcher now. He's a quarterback. And it's time for him to be the baseball quarterback. Ultimately, I'm fine with, like, the perks and having him be around a 60 for certain ratings. I do care about the progression, and I just hope that, like, everything beyond that has to really be earned. Hey, if we just foul off a bunch of pitches, we can basically farm XP here for our vision. Let's go. 2-2. 2 on, by the way. Ah, good pitch. That's a tough one to deal with. They still haven't given me anything that he has to, like, dive after. I'm curious, too. I want to throw it... I forget if it's by perspective or just, like, the buttons that I... you know, if you were playing regular, like first base is circle, third base is square. I should have tried it out there. Ooh, going the other way now, and that is a lazy fly out. We're 10 at-bats into the season. Sid has 4 hits. No homers yet. You haven't seen the bat flip. Hoping that comes up at some point. I mean, he's got 60s, so you know it's possible. If we were playing with the 30s attributes, might be waiting a while. Might have a couple go inside the park before they actually leave. Although with his speed, maybe not. 1-1 here from Dylan Coleman. Ooh, that's into center field and caught. By the way, am I not able to hit left trigger to switch to the broadcast or the dynamic camera there? I'm used to that a lot in player lock when I'm playing in, like, franchise. All right. I'm trying to throw this one to third base. Why? I gotta get in position. What am I doing? Oh, I hit circle and it said first. I don't know if I want that. Wait, circle is supposed to be first. I get confused all the time because, like, is it perspective based? Is it not? It's not. All right, circle is first base. The rules are the same. And we have dropped this game. Just the 1 for 4 for Sid. Maybe his least eventful game so far at AA. But I also forgot after the last game that I gotta go check out our friendship here. I gotta check that out. So under this My Player tab, you have relationships. Games with 6. We haven't played 6 games. Unfamiliar, unfamiliar. We can have... Interesting. So we're playing against the Naturals right now. We have a familiarity against that team. I'm interested in where this goes after a while. That's a cool idea for a mechanic in a game like this. I appreciate the new stuff I've seen in this so far. Let's get through one more game today, and that will conclude episode 1. I've had a really good time with it, and I hope you have as well. Was thinking about this a lot for a few days about what I wanted to do for a player in here, and ultimately chose Sidney Jean-Charles. And I knew, like, I wanted to put in a little bit of backstory there. And had the clip of MVP 06 baseball, one of the college games. There's actually an 07. I don't have that one. But that actually didn't take me a lot of time to set that up because the game has scenario creators. So I was able to go in there and just build a thing where it said, all right, I want to be in the 9th inning, down a couple runs or whatever, 2-on. And then because I was playing in an emulator, I was able to create a save state. So I was able to literally set the state for the start of that at-bat. And when it didn't go how I wanted it to, I would just load the save state and be right back to that pitch and just go through that until I got the result I wanted. Sidney Jean-Charles, right field, hit a ton! Get out of here! Let's go! Didn't even see if he did the bat flip. I'm not sure that was enough of a no-doubter. Although I was pretty sure about it. So we're ending episode 1 with home run number 1 here with Springfield. They gotta love what they see so far. And the guy who didn't like the pick, what do you think now? Sid's tearing it up over here. 361 feet. We gotta, you know, lift some weights, get the distance up on that. But we are now trailing 2-1. We've given the fans the long ball. Now we'd like to give them some defensive action. Not much here. I can see like different icons showing up. The pitcher likes it when we make a catch. How do you hurt a relationship in this game? Do you like throw a bad ball to first base or something? Or drop a pitcher's perfect game? Like, I can think of a few different ideas. Can we go out for dinner or something after a game if we have like an off day the next day? I'm interested more in the off days. Like, you can have your workout there, batting practice. I'm guessing it's just you either practice or simulate. It's up to you if you want to take the time. We're all tied up here at 2. We love to change that. By the way, I know I'm probably ruining it now, but I don't think Sid has struck out at all. That's actually probably worse. That's a bad pop-out. And we end up dropping this game. That's a couple in a row now, unfortunately. So, Springfield, what are we now on the season? Like 4-3? Hey, we got our first home run, though. We're happy about that. That's a nice first episode here with Sidney Jean-Charles. I'd say for a first day in Road to the Show, that's a pretty good start. And you get career earnings down there. He has made almost $2,000 playing professional baseball. Congratulations to Sidney Jean-Charles here with the St. Louis Cardinals. We will continue this career with Sidney tomorrow. I want to take a look at some of your feedback and see what you have to say. And then I'll be back with more of the Road to the Show. And I think we could really have a lot of fun with this series. Again, if you could help me out with anything I talked about in this video or just want to share some feedback on the first episode, please do so down below and subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.